Hello.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hi,
So,
everybody. Hey, we had pretty solidly. We had anywhere from 10 to 14 people in that session.
good
That
deal.
was the best. That was the most watched session we've ever had.
Love it. It's a good thing.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, Jason's not here. I wanted him to hear that.
Well, he'll be back.
He left. We're
Yeah, he still
going
might have had
to
his
do
headphones
this.
in.
Hello, Mrs. Hare. The Mrs. The matriarch.
Or
The
as
mother
we
of the man, the myth, the legend, Jason Hare.
or as we in the South/Midwest like to say, the mama.
The what?
The mama.
The
Mama.
mama.
Mama hair.
No, she's my mama.
Mama
Mama
hair. Yeah,
hair.
we was just saying
Yeah,
that.
by the way, my sister's birthday was yesterday. Jonathan, you didn't see that Elena's there trying to get in.
Oh, I didn't. I'm sorry. And your birthday was yesterday, you said? Jason.
Happy birthday.
His
Jason.
sister's birthday.
Oh,
Oh,
his sister's birthday. Okay.
happy birthday to your sister.
So I can hear you, and then I'll reconnect the AirPods. What's up?
I wasn't able to join the previous legend.
Echtesen, lo szomejek,
Oh,
muzar,
glad you're here,
speaker.
Marcelo. Is Gollum here?
My audio crashed.
I'm here.
I thought I heard somebody talking like this, precious.
Somebody is biting. Huh?
Yes, the ring, and we want it, precious. Stupid fat hobbit. All right, let's go. I'm so stupid. Here we go.
All right. We have 7 of these to do in this section today.
If somebody wants to go ahead and get started on number
Yes.
5, it's on the screen. You can. I just cannot hear you. So
Oh,
I'm going to
Jason
try to
can't
figure
hear.
out my audio, and I'll be right back.
Oh, you want to start? Or you want me to do it?
I can do it. That's fine.
Okay, go for it.
Alrighty then. Vayhi acharei hadavrim ha'ele. Vayamot.
Nice.
Vayamot melech Yehuda. Vayimloch Hezkiah. Sorry, I expected to be different. V'not hachatav. Ben 25 שנה היה במלכו, ו29 שנה מלך בירושלים, ויעש את הטוב בעיני אדוני, וילך בדרכיו, וישמור את מצוותיו בלב שלם, ויהי אדוני איתו בכל אשר עשה.
Very nice.
Okie dokie then.
The only thing that I heard was, I don't even remember what it was. Oh, Kid Rachav. I'm sorry, Bid Rachav, this one. Bid Rachav, not Bid Rachav, Bid Rachav.
Well, fair enough.
I know, picky.
All right.
It would be that if there were a doggish there, though, yeah.
And it was after these things. The king of Judah died.
Mm-hmm.
And Hezekiah, his son, ruled in his place.
Very good. Do you see Marcelo? Can you guys not hear me? No, we cannot hear you, Jason. And I did see Marcelo. Yeah. That wasn't turtle speed, by the way. That was pretty decently fast reading for an American.
He was 25 years old when he began to reign?
Well, when he ruled.
When he ruled, which is
Is reigning, right? So when
right, which is the same thing, and
Uh-huh.
he and he reigned for 29 years in Jerusalem.
Jason, I guess, had to reboot. I'll put it
Yeah.
up.
And he did good
Or Jason can pull it up, I guess.
in
He's
the
back.
eyes of
I'm gonna pull it up though.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Jeez.
Yes.
Sorry. I'm rejoicing that we can hear you now.
And he went in his ways. I assume this is Adonai's ways is what's implied here.
Mm-hmm.
And he walked again. Yeah. Just left out the verb entirely, didn't I?
Yep. Hi, Marianne. Welcome in. Welcome in.
So
he-
not when
yep.
he ruled, because if you say when he ruled, that would encompass his entire kingdom, his kingship. It means when he became king.
Oh,
Oh, oops. My bad.
his commandments.
But it's not written right. It's pointed wrong. It says matzotav. It means his what's it called? Matzahs, like the things that you
Oh,
eat during
his unleavened
Passover.
breads.
Mhm.
It's funny. With a whole heart.
Mhm.
And I'll fix that in a second.
ויהי אדוני איתו בכל אשר עשה.
And Yahweh was with him in whatever he did.
Or in everything he did.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Hezekiah. Oops. Hezekiah. Great. So we're talking about Hezekiah. Marcelo, it's really cool to see you here. It's been a long time.
I'm trying to move Colton. There we go.
Jonathan, did you know I got to meet Marcelo in Israel?
I heard.
In Herzliya.
And but you got to meet two Marcellos in Israel, didn't you?
No.
Oh.
Who's the other one?
I thought you were talking about the Greek Marcello that we taught a couple of years ago, right?
No,
you know who I'm talking
Brazilian.
about? Huh?
Brazilian.
That's right.
This is him, isn't it, Marcelo?
No. Different Marcello.
Oh. So
He has been coming here regularly, but it's a different Marcello.
Oh,
Marcello's like
sorry.
Pentapolis or something like that. Something in
right. No, the reason I thought of it was because I talked to him yesterday about coming to the lesson, so I got him in my head about him being here. I'm sorry. I apologize. All right, so 5B.
That's
who's
me
next?
then, according to the order. Okay, so Vayhi ba'arba. Let me read off of my own screen. Vayhi ba'arba esle shana lemolko. Like kamat hatuf again, molko. Vayimrod Hizkiah b'melech Ashur. Vaya'al melech Ashur al kol arei al Yehuda. Vayil kedem, vayavo Yerushalayma, va'ito me'a ushmona ושמונים אלף איש, מחנה גדול מאוד. So, so how you could do this, and it came to pass, I guess, since we've been doing this. But Arba Esreshana in 44 and 10 is 14 years, right? Esreshana.
ויהי ב-14 שנה למולכו, and that's like when he had reigned for
When he
14
had
years.
reigned, when he had reigned for 14 years. He
Literally, in 14 years to his reigning,
Yep.
right? But,
Yep. He went by Yimrod. Hezekiah went.
Why went?
Sorry. By Yimrod, Hezekiah went down. Hezekiah. By
Not
Yimrod?
Yarad.
Oh.
Yimrod is from
Mala.
Marad, Merid.
And I don't remember that word.
In Israel, you would be waving a flag, an Israeli flag, and you say, Demokratia omered. Democracy or revolt?
Okay.
Revolt. He revolted against. He rebelled
Hezekiah
against.
revolted against the king
Rebelled.
of Assyria.
Mm-hmm.
Vaya'al Melech Ashur, the king of Assyria.
Is
This
he
is
God?
weird writing. Asked him.
No.
Answered him.
Nope.
Wait, Vaya'al. That's to go
You're
up.
thinking
The king of
Vaya'an.
Assyria went up. Al Kol Arei Yehuda. I'll just say to one of the cities of Judah.
Not one at all. It's the opposite. He went up against all the cities of Judah.
Why did I say one?
Don't know.
And he captured them. He came. Hezekiah. Wow, shoot. Hezekiah came. I need to read further.
ויעל מלך אשור על כל ערי יהודה ויקדם.
And he captured them.
ויבוא ירושלימה.
Went.
There's no Hezekiah.
Entered into Jerusalem.
Why Hezekiah? Where did Hezekiah come from? ויעל מלך אשור על כל ערי יהודה וילקדם ויבוא ירושלימה ואיתו 180,000
I don't
איש.
know why I said this. And he captured them. Let's try this again. He entered into Jerusalem.
He came to Jerusalem. I don't know if he entered the city.
Yeah. Came to Jerusalem.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess this would be a parenthetical note of sorts. With him were 180 Ushmonim 80,000. We'll get there eventually. 80,000 men. Machane. Men from the camp, I guess, would be best. From the great Machane Gadol Ma'od. Ish. Okay, this is not right. Ish Machane Gadol Me'od. Yeah. Go ahead and help me out with this one. What's Gadol modifying? The men being a big force? Hello, Jason?
I typed it out. He came to Jerusalem. And with him were 180,000 men, a very large camp.
A very
You
large
don't need
camp.
you don't need the word were because
Right.
he came and these men with him is just like an extension of the subject.
Right.
He came to Jerusalem and with him 180,000 men, 180,000, not 180 men, 180,000 men, a very large camp. So a very large
Yeah,
camp.
I was
is
reading it as
acting-
me machane, but that's clearly wrong. So
and
a
with
very large
him,
camp.
I don't
And I
know
guess
what your
the thing
guys' habit is like writing numbers for these. With him, 180,000 men. I know Colton started that writing 24, 25, 29, 25. Can spell out the numbers.
That takes too
All right.
long.
Great, a very large camp. So this is acting like some kind of what's the word when you say the Lord Yahweh comes and blah blah blah, and it's a positive, right? A very large camp is a positive to the
gloss.
180,000 men. Huh?
The gloss, to use the form critical word for it.
Who did?
Michael Fishbane.
Who is that?
Are you serious? You don't know who Michael Fishbane is?
We're talking about a very large camp being
Yes.
in opposition to 180,000 men. And
Yes, it's
where did he come
clarifying.
from?
It's adding more detail to make it clear what he's talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Syntactically, it's in opposition.
Yes,
I don't
syntactically.
know about.
A gloss is offering a further when a writer offers a further definition to clarify something that they already said.
Oh, that's really not how I use the word gloss. I use like in translation.
I know,
a gloss is
that's why I used it, because I learned that it was a form critical term as well as a lexical term.
okay. Cool. Elena, you are next with 5C.
Okay. Vayishlach Malachim Lefanav El Hizkiah Vayavo Vayamdu Al Har Neged Hair Vaikra'u Bekol Gadol Ko Amar Amelech Hagadol Melech Ashur Al Mi Vatachta Ki Marata Bi Vahi Tomar Bahu Eloheinu
Ba'adonai Elohenu.
Sorry, but Adonai Eloheinu. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
Just Badonai.
Sorry, it was just okay. Eloheinu. Batachnu lo.
No, Batachnu. Period.
Batachnu.
Lo yuchal.
Lo yuchal leatzil etem meod. Miyad.
Miyadi. Vayishlach malachim lefanav el Chizkiah.
Okay, and he sent messengers in front, to Hezekiah.
Where's my cursor?
And
I'm typing something.
they came and stood upon the mountain opposite the city, and cried out with a great voice, so says the king, the great king, the great king, the king of
Assyria. Mm-hmm.
Upon whom
Betachta.
underneath.
Betach liftoach. Trusted.
Oh, trusted. Okay. Upon whom trusted. Okay. Play. Okay.
What's the subject? We need a subject. Upon whom or on whom have you trusted?
Have you trusted? That you rebelled.
It's until now, so let's say you have rebelled against me. Okay. Upon whom have you trusted that you have rebelled against me?
That you rebelled against me. Mm-hmm. And as you said,
not as, but that you would say.
That you would say. That would you say?
You said is a marta. Tomar is you will or you would or you should say.
Okay. You would say, in Adonai our God.
We have trusted.
We have trusted. We have trusted. We have trusted in the Lord our God. Okay.
How about let's not that you should say, but let's say key here is if. Upon whom have you trusted that you've rebelled against me? And if you should say, if you say,
we have trusted in the Lord our God.
Okay, this is what he says to him.
You hold from my
hand. He will not be able.
Okay, he will not be able to save you from my hand.
Yes. Okay. Let's see how these quotation marks are working. Yes.
Yeah, Marcelo has a question. The
letters work the same way.
What letters?
If you're asking about the Hebrew letters, yes, they're the same in modern and biblical Hebrew.
Oh, yes. And vowels.
Oh, right. But there are words that are used differently, obviously. Verse 5d, Aye Elohe chol hagoyim ha'ovdim oti, umi bechol Elohei ha'aratzot asher hitzilu et artzam miyadi, ki yatzil Adonai et Yerushalayim miyadi. ויהי כשמוע חזקיה את דברי מלך אשור, ויקרע את בגדיו, וישב בעפר, ולא אכל לחם כל היום. So this is a continuation of the quote. So let's take our quote back away from here. This is the messenger speaking.
Jason is just as picky with English grammar as he is with Hebrew grammar.
Yeah. So he says, where are the gods of all the nations that served me. That is, that they serve me now. They've become my slaves. Where are their gods? They didn't help them. And who, among all the gods of the lands, Elohei ha'aratzot, I'm going to insert is it. Who is it? Among all the gods of the lands, who has saved or delivered their land from my hand, that the Lord should save Jerusalem from my hand? He's like, none of these other gods did it. And you think that the Lord is going to do it? You think he's going to save Jerusalem? None of these other gods had the power to do it. And then it says, and it came to pass, Vayhi, when Hezekiah heard Kishma Chizkiah, the words of the king of Assyria, Ashur, that he tore his clothes, rent his garments. He tore his clothes and sat in the dust, afar, and ate not bread. He did not eat bread and did not eat bread all the day long because he was upset. 5E, that was pretty straightforward, I think.
Colton again.
5E. וישלח אל הנביא לאמור, התפלל לנו אל אדוני אלוהינו, אולי ישמע את דברי מלך אשור, ויושיענו מידו.
ויושיענו. What's the difference?
You're never going to break us of that. I'm sorry. You got me with the skill, but that's as far as you're going.
He said va. Va Yoshienu is past tense, and he delivered us.
Oh, I thought you were.
But this is not va Yoshienu. This is ve Yoshienu. It's the Joseph.
ויבוא הנביא לפני המלך, ויאמר אליו, אל
That is a
תירא.
mistake. That is a mistake in the pointing. That's vayavo.
Okay. ויאמר אליו, אל תירא מפני הדברים אשר שמעת.
Mhm.
Okay. And the prophet saying,
Uh-oh.
Why is it? I was in my Hebrew keyboard by accident.
Oh.
Okay, the prophet is not the subject.
Sorry.
Hanavi.
He sent to the prophet. My bad.
So who is he?
Yes.
Whoever was in the
Hezekiah. And
Yeah.
what did he send to the prophet? Did he send him money? Did he send him?
a messenger
He sent a messenger. Yeah, he sent a messenger to the prophet saying,
"Pray for us."
"Alelanu, pray for us." El Adonai Eloheinu.
Our God.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Lest.
Period. Stop. Period.
Like perhaps.
It's not lest because lest is right. It's perhaps because lest is pen.
Zulat, right?
Pen is lest.
What's Zulat?
Zulat is other.
Oh.
Okay.
So ulai yishmat divrei melech Ashur. Perhaps he will hear.
The words of the king of Assyria, and he will deliver us from his hand.
Yes.
How did that work?
Yes. That's good. Because my keyboard's in Hebrew.
Oh.
Vayavo Navi lifnei HaMelech. Which king is this?
Name, what?
Which king is it? It says Vayavo Navi lifnei HaMelech. What king is it?
I assume Hezekiah.
Hezekiah. Yeah. The prophet came before the king, meaning before Hezekiah.
Came, before the king. before the king.
Yep.
And said to him,
אל תירא מפני הדברים אשר שמעת.
do not fear from
Frankie.
the words which do not fear from before the words which you have spoken.
Right. From before isn't really necessary in English. Don't be afraid of the words which you heard.
Oh, okay. Oh, heard. Yes, that makes way more sense. Not only because it's right, but because it makes better sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. 5F, we have 2 more, and we are going to be done with Weingreen Hebrew to English.
For the
Can you
foreseeable
imagine?
future. Until we do his
Yeah.
composition textbook.
So, Jonathan, you have 5F, Elena has 5G, and that will be the end of this part of Weingreen.
All right, let's make some tracks, as one of my professors used to say. Ki ko amar Adonai, for or because, thus says the Lord. Literally,
You know, you
ko amar-
almost, I hear it a lot when you say it, but you almost have, when you say Adonai, you almost pronounce your D like a Greek delta. Adonai, I keep hearing you say.
Sorry, that's a speech
Adonai.
impediment. I say my S's and D's funny sometimes. But Ko Amar Adonai, it's better than my professor, HEC graduate, who says Adonai. Like when he reads Badonai, he would say Badnai. I was like, oh, that hurts me to hear you say that.
I don't know what you mean, Jonathan. Why would you even bat an eye at that?
He says Vayomer.
Yeah, why would you even bat an eye at that?
Badnai, like
Bat
it's
an
it
eye.
is
Why would you even bat an eye at that?
It's we had that today actually, a preposition bait on Adonai. Prepositions doesn't pronounce the consonants, so it's Badonai, Ladonai. I don't think it has.
It doesn't pronounce the
cough.
aleph.
Yeah, I don't know if it does it with a cough.
It
I've never
does.
seen it with a cough, but
The only one that's different is with mem, where it says May Adonai.
what?
All right. כי כה אמר אדוני, לא יבוא מלך אשור אל העיר הזאת.
Yes, sorry. V'hoshati ota lema'an hiskia
No, the stress is written. V'hoshati ota.
Oh, sorry. It is because it's a Arial perfect shifts the accent forward or back. Yeah. So.
V'hoshati ota lema'an.
Lema'an hiskiavdi vayhi valayla hahu vayetze malach Elohim.
Vayetze.
Sorry, I was thinking Yetze, Vayetze. Yep. Vayegaf b'machane Ashur v'ta'al tza'atakam kol halayla ad or haboker. So, for literally, this is Ko Amar Adonai. Thus says Adonai. Did I do that? Okay.
לא יבוא מלך אשור אל העיר הזאת.
Now, is this a jussive or is this just a statement?
He's just making a promise.
Yeah, I think he's making a statement. The king of Assyria will not. Whoops.
Where is your cursor?
Will not. Melech Ashur El Ha'ir Hazot. Are we missing a verb here? Will not come to this city. because you have El Ha'ir Hazot. Hazot modifies Ha'ir, the city, the this, or in Cook Homesteadian thought, the city, which is this one. I'm not sure about that myself. Vahoshiati, I'm sorry, Vahoshati.
Vahoshati.
Vahoshati. I shall save it.
So the Vav here is saying this will not happen. And then there is a disjunct. So Vav means but.
Oh.
The king of Assyria will not come to this city, but I will deliver it.
Right. But I shall deliver it. So is that an real perfect, or is that a Vav plus a perfect?
Real perfect.
Okay. But I shall deliver it. Because
you get entirely too hung up with terminology.
I know.
Who cares if it's real or whatever?
That's
what's it mean?
That's what my dissertation will be on, probably something to do
Labels.
with Hebrew linguistics. Laman his kia avdi vayhi. Wait.
Not because.
Not Ma'an. What?
For the sake of.
Yeah.
Lema'ano, for his sake. Leman his kia.
My
for the
servant.
Sake, for Hezekiah.
Let me focus. Let me focus. I'm not
I'm
gonna talk. I'm just gonna do this.
All right.
I talk and then I get distracted. So you would say, you could say, so it
You're
was,
talking instead of translating.
Or it came to pass, or you can just leave it untranslated. So I would say, if I were doing this, I would just say that night. Balayla. And then I lose my spot. Messenger of God. Vayetse.
I think you confuse between Vayetse and Vayelech.
Yeah, I do.
And so you want to shift the accent.
When I first learned the imperfect paradigm, I learned it wrong. I got it into my head. I got it into my head wrong, and that has.
So Vayetse Malach Elohim.
Yes, and a messenger.
On that night, the angel of God went forth.
Yes.
Angel.
No, it's not. I don't like that.
Yes, it is. I don't care what you like. This is not a person. This is a spiritual being. Yes.
It does?
It's a spiritual being.
Have wings.
Zechariah.
Does he have wings? Like it says he has wings? Okay.
And the Srafim have wings and the Chuvim have wings.
Yeah, but those aren't Malachim.
Still, it can't be a person. It's not.
I know.
This is not someone walking.
Person.
Wings or no wings, it's a spiritual being.
What does angelos mean in Greek? I mean in English. How did you learn it?
Go.
Angelos in Greek is melech in Hebrew.
Go. Vayetze malach Elohim vayigof b'machane Ashur.
Yeah, what's Nagaf? It's Nagaf because you have the double gimel. Vayigaf b'cham. So he did something to the camp of Assyria.
He struck it.
And struck the camp of Assyria.
It's from Magifa, a plague. Struck it with a plague.
And their cry went up all day. Well, all day until
all night.
Until
Laila isn't day.
Yeah, until morning light. Hang on. Yeah, it's night.
Okay.
Until morning.
I shall deliver it for the sake of my servant, end quotation mark. That night, an angel of God went forth and struck the camp of Assyria. and their cry went up all night until the morning light. Yeah, it's not possible to say that that's a messenger of God. That's an impossibility of language. It has to be an angel.
I think you're thinking of angel in a different way that I'm thinking
No.
of angel.
It's a
You
spiritual
are.
being. It is not
Yeah.
a soldier.
Right. But what's God called?
I don't care.
Yahweh of
5G,
armies?
Elena.
Go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take us home.
Okay. ויהי בבוקר, ויצאו בני ישראל על החומה, ויראו, והנה כולם מתים, וירדו אל המחנה, ויקחו את כל הכסף ואת כל הזהב, ויביאו העירה ויתנו בבית אדוני.
Yep.
So, and it came to pass in the morning, and children of Israel
Yep, say that. It came to pass that they went out.
that the children of Israel went out on the wall.
And it's
And
the wall of what?
Huh?
It's the wall of what? What wall is it? They went out on the wall? As far as
Yeah, they
reading
got out on
comprehension,
the
right?
wall.
What wall?
Uh-huh. What wall of the city?
The city of Jerusalem. We're talking about Jerusalem, right? They went out on the city wall.
Okay, on the city
Mhm.
wall. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and they saw, and behold, they saw all of them dead.
All of them were dead.
All of them were dead. That's the camp of the enemies.
Yeah.
And they went down to the camp,
Mm-hmm.
and they took
Mm-hmm.
all the silver and all the gold, and they took it to
Not took,
into
but
the city.
brought. They brought
They brought it to the
right,
city.
into the city.
And they put it in the house of the Lord of Adonai.
Yes. Yeah. That is the end of the Hebrew to English
That
of
is the
Weingreen.
end of Solomon.
We are all happy we're through this book.
Yay! All we have left for Patreon is to go 3C until 5B, English into Hebrew, and we will never have to touch this specific grammar book again.
He's like, I'm not ruling out compositions.
Do you understand it correctly that next time the second hour will be, instead of this Weingreen stuff, it will be the new Chinese guy stuff.
Yes.
Yes.
And we will have 2
Okay,
hours,
so
right? Or 1.
let's look at the announcement
what?
on the blog.
Elena, sorry, what did you ask? Your
I'm
second
asking
question?
that.
She's asking what I'm about to answer.
Well, I didn't hear her
So-
question. That's why I'm asking
We're
the question.
going to do 2 hours of show, and I'm answering that. So this is the HebrewCafe.com/main/blog. Okay, so I put up information about what's going on. So the first hour, we're going to continue with the Hebrew version of the Psalms that we're going to continue to read till we finish 151, and even later. If you check out the Patreon page, then you will see that we are down here in Ayin and Pei we finished today. Next week we're doing Zadi and Kuf, and we will probably add some more psalms into the end of this reading list before we decide what we're doing after this for our reading project. Okay. The second hour, instead of Weingreen, which we just now finished, we're going to be starting Shio's grammar of biblical Hebrew that we talked about before. We are waiting back from Abington to find out what we will be able to share visually on the screen because we don't know. Jonathan's filling out a request form for that. Otherwise, we will just create our own materials completely on PowerPoint and just use the grammar as something that you need to read on your own, and we'll elucidate it without showing it on screen. But we will go over the exercises. All right, in the third hour, which is 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we will devote special time for Patreon users, representing the most challenging and rewarding element of the projects, as we've been doing with the Hebrew to English, which is the most challenging part. We worked through all of the English to Hebrew, and well, we're finishing it today. And next week we'll begin a new project that will pull sections from the Bible that will be asked to have read beforehand, and we'll read the sections together and go through parts of it. Mostly audio reactionary, meaning that questions will be formed and also appear on the screen, and you'll need to come up with answers, and maybe spend time also asking your own questions to make it more interactive is the goal. And the fourth hour will continue to be my private hour with another group. So at the bottom we say you could join us on YouTube, which you guys have done, and also we are on Discord all the time. So Discord, HebrewCafe.com/Discord. Go there and hang out with us. These are the plans for what we're doing soon. Posted on the blog. You can come check it out. Talk with us on Discord. We're available almost all the time. How do you guys feel? What's your reaction to finishing Weingreen?
Hallelujah.
For the few of us that have been here from the get-go, it feels nice. Learned a lot, though. Like, genuinely, it's been good practice, but it's been a
This
haul.
is basically 75% of Asbury's advanced Hebrew grammar class. I'm sorry.
Advanced Hebrew grammar?
That's next hour. That's next hour.
The English to Hebrew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cook just used Lambden's or Weingreen's composition exercise book and said, translate them. He's like, you guys should be able to write this by now.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we Colton, you were going to say something a second ago, so
yes.
I'll hold on.
What?
What were you going to say?
I don't think I had.
He said he'd been here from the get-go, so it feels good. And then I think you said something after that.
No.
No? Okay.
No.
He's been here from the get-go. It feels good to finish.
I remember the first time that somebody put Weingreen's grammar book in my hand. It was 1998. I was visiting the Hebrew class. I was enrolled in studying Greek. And when I walked in, the professor, his name was Wilbur Fields. And he was an eccentric old man. Very funny. But I remember sitting in his class, and it was their second year Hebrew. And I was just there to listen. And he had them reading the 10 Commandments on the day that I came in. They handed me the grammar to show me what they had worked through the year before. And every time he would call up a grammatical question, he'd say, it's in section blah, blah, blah. And they would have to go look it up. And I remember looking at that book thinking, how in the world would somebody do this? It's so complicated, you know? Because it's before I even learned the Hebrew alphabet. I didn't know it at all.
This was the standard grammar until Lambden came out.
This was 1998. And
oh, no, I mean, Weingreen was standard grammar until Lambden came out. So back in he was the main grammar at Hebrew Union until like 98 or 99.
Yeah,
they used Weingreen in their classes.
So they used, like Wilbur Fields, until he retired, he used Weingreen. And my first year, we started with Shio. And so it was that year, it was the last year of Weingreen, and then a new professor took over the next year, and he used the new grammar. They skipped right over Lambda. They didn't use them at all. But I remember opening that and thinking, who in the world could do this? There's so much, it's just packed full of information, and it's so difficult. And I remember trying to start it out when I was, new at Hebrew. And so now looking back, it's 25 years. Now I feel like I've closed some kind of circle.
We were exposed to Hebrew almost. You've got a year on me, but almost at the same time. I just heard my friends. Oh, Dr. Nicholas is teaching Hebrew. You should come and take it. And, everybody took him not because of the subject. They took him because he was an awesome teacher and they thought they could get the A. And so I did. And I got the A. But I did the next year because, that year had already started. But the next year I started.
Well, I just want to say basically, I appreciate you guys being here with me. As I complete this cycle of life, and I feel like it's odd because now I look at this text and I understand the text without any issue. Like I can work from beginning to end of it and it doesn't affect me. But even though that's the case, I feel like this is an accomplishment. Just like sticking to it and finishing it, and I appreciate you guys being here. That's what my
thank you for doing this.
And once again, we had the most viewers of any session of this we've ever had. We had anywhere from 8 and 10, and we've only had 2, 3, 4. So
So all of you out there in Muriel says, I would never have done the Weingreen grammar without these get-togethers. I feel like I wouldn't have either.
That is probably true.
Yeah, true.
For most people these days.
Yeah. Anyway, so with that, we are going to close our entire chapter of Weingreen in the next session for our Patreon users. So please come over and join us. If you haven't signed up on Patreon, and if you haven't hit like on this video, for heaven's sake, hit like. Let us have a little bit of love, and hopefully our projects in the future will be bigger, and bring in some more faces to join us.
I've got some fun ideas for the Patreon people.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll see you in the next session. Whoever is not joining us, who's not with us on Patreon and won't be in the next session, we appreciate you being here. Thanks for following along, and we look forward to next week. Try to get your hands on that grammar. Again, let me pull that up on the screen before we close. It is C.L. Sheol, A Grammar for Biblical Hebrew. It also has a teacher's handbook if you want an answer key, something to look at. I don't know why you would need it, but if you do, then you can definitely pick that up. And the answer key the handbook is really cheap, so you can pick it up. All right, guys, we will see you. Whoever's going to be with us in the next hour, and whoever won't be, we'll see you next week.
I'll see you guys next week. Peace, everyone.
Yeah. Much love.
And I will be starting to stay for 3 hours next week. Starting next week. So I will see you folks next week. Peace.